I am here in my kitchen. Once again, we're going to share a little bit of talk with some slides that I've made. And then we're going to come back to my kitchen and we're going to go cook a little two recipes together today. So I hope everyone enjoyed their long weekend and welcome back to Tuesday. So let me share my screen and we can start really quickly. So today's topic is interestingly about depression and nutrition. Why I say that, because October is actually Mental Health Month and the last Saturday was Mental Health Day. So I want to take this time to show you the different foods that I've come up with that actually elevate your mood and help you become happier and healthier so we can get through this season of cold and dark and grayness and rain together. So I'm a registered dietitian. My name is Renee, and I am in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and my website is truenosh.com. If you have any questions, you can write it down on the comments page, or you can email me info@truenosh.com if you come up with questions after presentation. So let's get started. So why we're talking about this? Well, depression is actually very common in our world, and we often forget that the role of food and nutrition play a very important part in our emotions. And it is proven that what we put in our mouth, it really helps with driving our thoughts and what comes out of our head. It is not only hard to endure, depression is very difficult, but it also gives a increased risk factor to other diseases such as heart disease and dementia. We talked about Alzheimer's and dementia in the last few sessions we had on the Quinoa Society's website, as well as the YouTube channel and Facebook. So I urge you to go and look at those slides. And we talked about a lot of different recipes that you can make and how we can adapt to someone in your life or yourself is suffering from early dementia or Alzheimer's disease. Heart disease is also the #1 killer in North America. So depression is not just, affecting your mind, but it can affect other things too. It is a mood disorder first and foremost, but it causes a persistent feeling of sadness. And I am really interested in this topic because food and nutrition has a big impact on the way we feel and the way we think, okay? And if you are depressed for a long time, it can interfere with your daily lives. It is not something that it's easy to deal with, so I urge you to go find help or support, amongst your friends and families. And you can also call for help with Healthline BC as well as 811. So a recent study, it was not too recent, but it is a huge reviewed of 160 studies, and I want to bring it up to people's attention because it really shows how food affects the brain and how a balanced diet along with exercise can help beat a lot of difficulties with mental disorders. Some symptoms and some common types of depression. So there are more than 4 common types, but I've listed the most common ones here. One is major depression, another one is persistent depressive disorder, and bipolar disorder, and then seasonal affective disorder, which affects many people because a lot of times when we live in the northern hemisphere, the days get shorter during the times of fall and winter, and it gets colder and the skies are a lot grayer. Therefore, the mood changes and the alterations of our daily natural rhythm also changes with our mood, as well as our eye sensitivity to light and messengers in your brains and our body, such as serotonin and melatonin function also changes due to the season as well as the weather. So some risks that you want to be note where we want to be noting today is if you have a family history of mental illness, if you have been diagnosed with chronic physical or mental disorder, major life changes or stress can be an increased risk in depression. If you don't feel like you have any social support around you, physiological factors, low socioeconomic status also can increase the risk of depression. Sometimes age can affect depression. And if you don't sleep well, and if you have a disorder that affects sleeping, can increase your risk of depression. Some women actually have more, about twice as amount of depression and can occur almost twice as much as men, because there are a few types of mood disorders or depression that occurs only in women. One is the perinatal depression, and usually that occurs during pregnancy or within the first 12 months of delivery. And a lot of people know this depression as postpartum depression. It affects about 1 in 7 women who give birth. So it can really be a detrimental and devastating effect on all the woman as well as the infant and the family. And then another disorder is called PMDD, and it's a severe type of premenstrual syndrome, and most people know it as the PMS. And this is more severe, and it usually occurs in women beginning after ovulation, and it ends once after the menstruation starts. It is common, so depression itself is most common in people ages 18 to 25. That's about 10, 11% of the population. But also with individuals who are mixed race, so belonging to two or more different races if they come from different uh, um, parents that have belong to different races and they come together, that is 10.5% of the population that have depression. As I said in the previous slide, women are twice as likely as men to have depressive disorders. And some medications, if you're on certain pain relievers or sedatives, even some sleeping pills, cortisone drugs to treat some sort of skin diseases, seizure drugs if you have epilepsy, and certain medications for your heart, including medications to deal with high blood pressure, cholesterol, and asthma, can indicate that you might have a higher risk in depression. Management is very important, so people can control their symptoms by managing their lifestyle, their diet, and as well their stress levels too. Symptoms can be treated with medication. So if you talk to your doctor, there are certain medications that he or she might prescribe that can help you treat symptoms. Also with counseling, so talking to a professional that can really help you understand what feelings and moods you're going through, and being a part of a support group can help you also to help you treat your symptoms. And doing exercise and having some physical activity in your life can actually help you alleviate your mood and help release serotonin, and that can help you become a little bit healthier too. Prevention is key. So some things I've talked about here is counseling. So we'll go out and search for someone that can help you talk over things that are inside your head. Maybe biofeedback. So there are few locations in Vancouver that offers neurofeedback, and they can actually help you with, releasing some sort of electric um, tangling in your synapses, and it can open up your brain. And relaxation exercises. So, finding something like meditation or listening to music that can soothe you, that can really help ease symptoms of depression as well. And mindfulness training. So, if you're talking to a professional or even like a dietitian, they can help you train mindfulness when you're eating and when you're doing certain different activities that can help ease some of the symptoms. Okay. A balanced diet, and which is where I come in, and really focusing on quality protein. That's about 10 to 35% of your total daily calories, depending if you are a very active person, if you're always sitting at your desk, or if you're trying to gain muscle mass. And this is just a ballpark percentage. So, really looking at your body type and the amount of activity that you are doing can help you understand how many grams of protein you need in a day. So for a regular person that doesn't really require too much, exertion in your daily life, usually zero point 0.8 grams per a kilogram of your body weight is the golden rule of calculating how much protein that you need in a day. Okay. Healthy fats. So you want to focus on fats that are liquid and room temperature. Those are your polyunsaturated fats. Your oil. So if you have avocado oil or flaxseed oil or olive oil, those are great to cook with. And fatty fishes have high omega-3 fatty acids in them, such as mackerel, salmon, anchovies. And if you are vegetarian, omega-3 fatty acids are in flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, and walnuts. And those are good snacks when you mix them in like a trail mix when you're taking them to the office or taking them to school. And whole grains. So make sure that you are eating grains that are whole. So brown rice, quinoa, those are really good because they're higher in nutrients such as fiber and vitamin Bs. And vitamin Bs include thiamine and niacin and riboflavin and pantothenic acid, which white rice doesn't have, or also whole grain pastas. Those are important to have in your diet, not just regular pasta, because they don't have the fiber and the vitamin Bs. Fiber is important, so choosing whole fruits and vegetables and whole grains versus eating or drinking fruit juices, because the fruits itself has the fiber and the antioxidants. When you're juicing something, those things disappear. Avoid foods and beverages that have syrup and limiting the types of like soft drinks you have. So prunes are great and tomatoes are also great, and grapes, those are more whole fruits and vegetables, an apple, a whole orange, and a banana. There are so many different options out there, and I urge you to try maybe a different fruit or vegetable every other day to see, if you can be creative and see what you can do and make them into a different recipe, right? Increasing fluids. So if you're increasing fiber, you want to make sure you increase water to help things move through your body, and you can go to the bathroom a lot happier, and you won't be constipated. So try carrying a water bottle around. You can also try to leave water all over the house or your room to remind yourself that drinking water is very important. And also when you're eating meals, pairing it with water can help your digestion as well as absorption. Some good foods here that I want to highlight are grapes, because they have an antioxidant called resveratrol, and it is usually in the outside peel of the grapes, and that can help boost your mood because that resveratrol has been known to be an antioxidant that can produce mood boosting factors, right? Also folic acid. So one thing in your body that makes you happy is your serotonin levels. And we learned that in the gut health session that serotonin is mostly produced in your intestines. And with folic acid, it actually helps you keep your serotonin levels high. So if you have a deficiency in folic acid, that can lead to a drop in serotonin levels. So what types of food have folic acid? Some bok choy. We learned how to cook with bok choy, and even turnip greens. So a lot of people throw away the tops of their beets or their turnips and their radishes. Those greens are actually very nutritious and are full of folic acid that turn into folate and then help balance out your serotonin levels in your body. So leafy greens are great to help you increase your folic acid consumption, as well as foods high in magnesium. So magnesium play a lot of different metabolic roles in your body, including helping balance serotonin. It is found in leafy greens, so kale, broccoli, we have bok choy also here, and nuts and seeds. So what that means is like peanuts, your almonds, your pumpkin seeds, your hemp seeds, those can be mixed into a trail mix with some dried raisins or cranberries or apricots, right, as a really healthy afternoon snack or midday snack. And avocados are also high in magnesium, and I'm going to be cooking with some avocados later. Whole grains, yogurt, kefir, and Swiss chard are also very good in magnesium levels. Quinoa, we talked about that. That is a whole grain, but there are flavonoids in quinoa that actually help decrease depression and has an antidepressant effect. And we talked about, being healthy because we want to have a healthy gut. So trying vegetables that you've never heard of or you've never seen before can help you aim to increase your vegetable knowledge and also help, you experiment with different tastes. So I always aim to try at least two colors of vegetables every meal. It doesn't have to be all different all the time, but try to aim to have two colors of fruits and vegetables in your daily diet every day. Mushrooms. So those of you who like mushrooms are very happy because they're actually very high in vitamin D. Vitamin D is a really good vitamin and it helps convert tryptophan to serotonin. So serotonin, again, your happy neurotransmitter. It boosts your mood and has antidepressant effects. And mushrooms have a ton of vitamin D, and that's great. All right. And you don't only get it from vitamin D. So nowadays, the sunlight is sparse, and you want to find foods that have a lot of vitamin D in it to help boost your mood. And vitamin D can be found in mushrooms, milk, beef, chicken livers, as well as fatty fish. Avocado is also great. It's got tryptophan. Again, tryptophan is a neurotransmitter. It helps convert your hormones into serotonin, right? So serotonin, again, a happy neurotransmitter, and it is something that helps you feel good, and it's good for your neurotransmitter and also good for the central nervous system. So we're going to cook with avocado later, and I'm very excited. Other happy foods, dark chocolate is also one. Chocolate is something that everybody's probably eaten, but try to choose some of the darker versions because the darker version has less sugar, but it also has more antioxidants in them. And it's known to boost your mood because it raises endorphin levels. Endorphin is also another term for serotonin. Foods with probiotics. So kefir is common now. You can find them usually in most grocery stores. Yogurt and sauerkraut, and even kimchi that you can cook with if you like spicy foods. Um, Probiotics are the living bacteria in our intestines. We talked about that in the probiotic and prebiotic session. It aids in digestion and boosts your immune system. Therefore, it can also help you become healthier and happier. And as our immune system strengthens, we tend to feel a lot lighter and we can accomplish a lot more if you feel a little bit healthier and happier, right? B6. So vitamin B6 is found in your poultry, your seafood, your beef, and as well as your leafy greens, spinach and kale. And I didn't write here, as well as in whole grains, okay? And that is vital, again, to help tryptophan turn into serotonin, which is, again, a neurotransmitter that plays an important role with elevating mood and helps learning, increase appetite, and helps control your impulse. So that's also something good for people who are trying to adapt mindfulness when they are eating, okay? Physical activity, I can't tell you how important physical activity is to help you with your mood and as well as improve a lot of mental and physical as well as circulation. So without you moving around, you can do chores, you can garden, you can take a yoga class, you can go for a jog or go for a walk. Those are all types of physical activity. It doesn't mean you have to go out and go to the gym and lift heavy weights, okay? Because it increases your lean body mass, therefore decreases your chances of getting osteoporosis. It also protects against obesity because it increases your metabolism and you're building muscle. So muscle burns fat and burns a lot of energy. So it can help you maintain a healthy weight. Muscles also promote insulin sensitivity, therefore decreasing your chances of getting diabetes, and also circulation. So we talked about the importance of bringing nutrition and oxygen to throughout your body because you need that to move and to do things like cook and take a shower and go out and go to work. But circulation also helps you remove waste. So if you have a lot of waste accumulating in your body, it helps you, your kidneys work and it helps your livers work and also helps your digestion because all of those functions in your body requires a good circulation. Exercise helps manage stress also because of the serotonin levels that helps you also manage your mood. So many things can help with physical activity and so many things can be benefited if you add 15 minutes into your day to do something that you consider healthy and you can be helping you move around your joints. Supplements. So some people are asking about different supplements. Well, I want to have a disclaimer here. I don't really think that supplements are needed until you have some are close to a deficiency, right? If you're eating a healthy, balanced diet with all your fats that are healthy, your omega-3s, your fishes, your walnuts, and if you are eating enough protein in your diet, right? So there's a lot of different types of proteins in food, not just meats. So there's tofu, there's beans, there's lentils, there's nuts that have protein in them, and yogurt, milk, and obviously your healthy lean meats such as your poultry, chicken breast, turkey, and fish. And natural in your supplement doesn't mean it's safe because it is not regulated by the FDA. So manufacturers can actually put something completely different in the bottle and have a label that may not list all the ingredients in your packaging. So you have to be knowledgeable and you have to understand that this is why all supplements aren't created equal. So another way to confirm that is going to the Natural Medicines Comprehensive Database that can actually help you understand different types of brands and different types of supplements that you are buying in the grocery store or at the supplement store. Okay, and always talk to your dietitian, and your pharmacist can help too. Choosing your health is very important. Quit smoking if you're a smoker. There are resources out there that can help you. Go talk to your pharmacist. There's a really good chance that they can help you right away. And calling 811 to see if there are support groups. Increasing physical activity, we talked about that. Keeping a healthy weight, we talked about that. A healthy diet, all things lead up to a happier and healthier life. Hydration, try choosing water first. If that is not something that you can find, then go for your decaffeinated teas, and then you can go and see maybe a sparkling water. So try to stay away from the really syrupy drinks or sports drinks that can have a lot of caffeine or sugar in them, and that's not really good for your health. Reducing stress, super important here. We live in a society that is currently in high stress right now. So finding that outlet, can really relieve the pressure on yourself and help you reduce the stress levels. So taking a yoga class, meditation, playing some soothing music, even gardening and spending time in nature, or even talking to a friend that can laugh with you. And it is important to know that maintaining a healthy lifestyle is not just because you're taking that one supplement or eating that one food or one nutrient and fixating on that one lab result. It's also not just one exercise that can really help you, because it is about balancing a different types of exercise and being mindful when you're eating, make sure that your plate is at least half veggies and a quarter amount of starch and a quarter amount of protein is very important. And knowing which foods are good for you and which foods are bad for you. So we talked about reading your labels and knowing the ingredients in the back of the packaging, and knowing that sodium and refined carbohydrates such as sugar in the ingredients are not the best thing if they are put in the front of the ingredient list. Something that's labeled low fat may be high in other things such as refined carbs and sodium. So you want to be really mindful of that. If you have any questions, you can always look back in our nutrition labeling session. And we talked about also how to lower your sodium intake in one session, as well as different types of sugars in your food that you need to be mindful about. Okay. And another thing, so those of you who are suffering from melancholy or sadness and have a hard time getting through it, consulting your doctor is very important. And preventing that mood disorder to not get to a depression is also very important. Because depression is not only hard to endure by yourself, it also leads to certain things like heart disease and dementia if you don't take care of it, okay? And it also can lead to a very poor quality of life. So you don't want to get there, and you want to prevent that from happening by talking to a counselor or your doctor, or calling 811 and ask to talk to a professional. And then if you have any issues with food and nutrition, BC dietitians are always there to help. So you can go on their website and look for a dietitian that's near you and ask for a consult. Okay, so now we are done with our webinar part. We're going to go into my kitchen and we're going to do a few fun recipes together. The underlying fruits and vegetables we're going to be talking about is an avocado. Avocados are a year-round fruit that you can buy in the grocery stores. So go ahead and see if you can grab one of those. There we go. Just make sure the light is good and we can see all our ingredients here. All right, so I have one avocado, and one avocado is good enough to make 2 recipes. I live with my partner, so we don't always need to use one whole avocado at a time. So it's always good to have some plastic wrap, or you can put it in a Tupperware, cover the avocado with a layer of olive oil or some lemon juice to prevent the blackening or oxidation of the avocado. And you can also keep the seed in to help with decreasing the oxidation. Okay, so what you want to do with the knife after you cut it open and twist it off, you can lightly tap it with the sharp part and twist the avocado nut so then the seed can wiggle out of its where it's sitting, and once it moves, it comes out of the avocado just like that. So the first thing I want to make is a easy avocado snack, and I like to eat this between meals, and if you're hungry, this is always something that can help you with your energy. Avocado, we talked about that in the slides today, has magnesium. Also, it has tryptophan, so they're both great as mood, helps you boost your mood because it helps increase your serotonin levels, okay? So I scored the avocado like this in crisscross, and what I'm going to do is get a plate and carefully push out all the avocado flesh, and we're going to keep the avocado shell intact, okay, because this acts as a really cute bowl, and I'm a sucker for cute things. And this you can save to serve your avocado snack in later. Okay, so I have cubes of avocado, and I'm going to cut half an apple into cubes as well, or even just small slices. And you can see this. So now you have something light and crispy to go with something creamy, and that gives you a good texture when you are craving something to munch on. All right, so I'm going to cut these guys in cubes as well. And both of these oxidize in room temperature when you're leaving it out. So I always have some sort of citrus, or you can put lemon juice or a little bit of apple cider vinegar on top so it doesn't get brown as quick. And I have some nuts and seeds here. So I have some hemp seeds that I'm going to measure about 1 tablespoon of that on top of my avocados and apple. I also have some toasted buckwheat. If you don't know what buckwheat looks like, they're actually really cute whole grains, and they look very much like little shapes of hearts, and you can kind of see one granule here. Okay, you see that? All right. And then you can also cut some almonds in or some peanuts in and mix this into a more of a meal. But I think 2 seeds and 1 whole grain, 1 seed and 1 whole grain is enough for me for today. So I have some buckwheat, toasted buckwheat, as well as hemp seeds, and these are also very high in magnesium. And hemp seeds are also a good protein source as well. And then I have my own hot sauce that I'm going to drizzle a little bit on it because I love a little spice. So I have about 1 teaspoon of my favorite hot sauce. You can use anything that you like in the grocery store aisle. And then what I'm going to do is mix this really lightly And you don't even need salt because usually some of the hot sauces is already full of flavor and you don't need much. So what I'm going to do is spoon this guy back into my avocado and use my avocado as a dish that to present this cute snack that I can eat in when I am a little bit hungry, when I come back from work and throughout the day. So you can see that half an avocado will have or only half the amount of ingredients that we make. So this actually is a serving for 2 people. Okay, so now I'm going to get another plate to put this on. And you can serve it either with some eggs if you're having brunch or as an afternoon snack. And I can also drizzle a little bit more hemp seeds on top to make it all nice. And then the next recipe that we're going to make is an avocado smoothie. So we talked about probiotics. So this is a coconut yogurt that is readily available in the grocery store. You can buy kefir, you can buy regular yogurt, but because I'm lactose intolerant, so I tend to buy coconut or almond yogurt. So I have about half a cup of yogurt in my blender. And then the rest of the avocado. So I only need about a quarter of avocado because this is a really big avocado. So I'm just going to cut one side of the avocado off and save the other side for later. One avocado, depending on size, is actually more than one serving of avocado and fat. So it depends on the size of the avocado, and you want to be mindful when you're picking up your avocado to be not so big. So this is a good size. It's a little bit bigger than my palm, and you can see that this can be almost 2 to 3 servings. Okay, so I have about a quarter of the avocado inside my blender, and then now I'm going to put in the rest of my apple. Apples are also available year-round. This is a Gala apple. I'm going to cut them into smaller pieces so it's easy for my blender to blend. Okay, and then I have some frozen cherries here that are pitted. Cherries also have resveratrol in it. You can freeze grapes. You can also add in blueberries or strawberries. It's really depending on which fruits you have laying around. And make sure that they're whole berries or whole fruits, okay? So this will give it a really nice red color in the smoothie. And then what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of lemon juice because I like it a little bit tangy. And then all you need is either some milk or I'm just going to add water. So I'm going to add a half a cup or a quarter cup of water, depending if you're going to make a smoothie bowl or a smoothie. So if you're making a smoothie bowl, you don't need as much liquid. And if you're making a smoothie, you might need a little bit more liquid. So for a smoothie bowl, it's probably a quarter cup of liquid, usually is water. Because the apples and the cherries are sweet enough, I don't need to add any extra sweeteners, I don't think. You really want to train your palate to like whole fruits that are ripe in its season. And if you have, the ability to buy more fruits and vegetables during the prime of its season, then go buy it and freeze it in your freezer. Then you can eat it throughout the year, right? Okay, so I have cherries and I have apple, and then I have an avocado inside my blender. And what you want to do is blend the whole thing. Okay. So you don't need many ingredients to make a nice smoothie. And this is pretty thick, so you can actually already use this as a smoothie bowl. And you can also cut in some bananas, get your favorite oatmeal or muesli or your favorite granola, and you can decorate a nice smoothie bowl if you have time, or just bring this to work in a nice glass. And we can just drink it on the go. And if you like, you can make this into a nice frozen yogurt also. So there you go. Here is your avocado, cherry, and yogurt smoothie with some apples. And I have a really nice snack for you if you are interested in trying this out today. This can last about 2 days because we have some lemon juice in there to prevent the oxidation of the apples and the avocados. So this is going to be an exciting afternoon for me because I get to eat all the things that we prepared today.